Alright, so today we are going to be doing some integration by parts. Awesome. So I'll write it here, but in case you didn't know, the integral of u dv is the same thing as uv minus the integral of v du. And that's basically just the product rule, just done backwards. So in order to do this, we have to make some substitutions for u and some substitutions for dv, because that's what we start with. We start with the u term and we start with the dv term. And I don't remember the rules. I'm sure there's some rules on what to pick first. What I would do first here is I'd let u equal 16x cubed. So we have 16x cubed. Now let's take the derivative with respect to u. We get 48x squared dx. All I'm doing, that's simple derivation. Now let's make dv equal to e to the 2x dx. And when you integrate both sides, you get a term for v. The integral of e to the 2x, the same thing as e to the 1/2 times e to the 2x. So now we can make substitutions. So we know the uv is 16x cubed times 1/2 e to the 2x, right? All I'm doing is substituting in for u and v, and then the integral of v du is the same thing as saying 1/2 of v is just 1/2 e to the 2x, and du is just 48x squared dx. I'm getting tight for space, so let's write it down a little bit. 16 divided by 2 is just 8. 8x cubed e to the 2x minus, I'm gonna pull out the 48 and the 1/2 because they're just constants being multiplied. So you have 24, right? And now you have x squared e to the 2x dx. And now this is another. Actually, I'm gonna keep this back in. It helps me keep track. I don't like to multiply everything by 24 at the end. So I'll write this again. I'm just writing this part. I'm not writing the minus sign either. That's gonna make it more confusing. You have x squared e to the 2x dx, and this is another integration by parts. So we're gonna do a couple of them in the same video. That's awesome. Okay, so let's make u 24 x squared. That equals u, and then when we take the derivative of this, it's going to be 48 x dx. All I'm doing is taking the derivative. Now we have to again make we need to substitute in something for dv, and I did it before, but I don't think I mentioned it. In order to have something with dv, you're going to include dx. So dv in this case is going to be equal to the other term that we didn't use, e to the 2x dx. And now when you integrate this, because if you have the derivative of v, if you integrate both sides, you'll just have v, you'll get 1/2. I think you're going to want to always pick, in this case, you're going to want to be picking e to the 2x as dv in this case, because it'll always be the same thing. You want this to be u though, because we're gonna have to be doing. I think we're gonna have to do integration by parts again. But you'll end up the next time we do it, and I'll talk about it. I'll point it out the next time. But there won't be an x term anymore, so we'll just be able to integrate this. But we'll get to it when we get to it. So I'm just gonna rewrite everything now. This is just that term right there. Minus this term, this is minus, and then it's this. So uv minus uv, so 24 x squared times 1/2 e to the 2x minus the integral. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna get tight on space again. v times du, so 1/2 e to the 2x, and then du is just 48 x dx. I'm sorry, this is getting tight for space. So I'll rewrite it again. I'll try to write it smaller. X squared e to the 2x. Distribute this negative sign and divide by 2. You'll have minus 12 x squared e to the 2x plus, this is just this negative sign and that negative sign become positive. Wait, let me write it. No, I'm not going to write it outside because we're going to do it again. Minus plus 24. 48 divided by 2 is 24 x e to the 2x dx. I'm just writing it again. So I know you guys are excited, but let's make another integration by parts. Let's do it again. So in this case, we want u to be 24x. So let u equal 24x. Now this time there's no x, so we're just going to have some whatever the integral of e to the 2x is this time when we make the substitution. So we're going to again let dv be equal to e to the 2x dx. And when you integrate that, you get 1/2 e to the 2x. And that makes sense. So, just writing everything again, x squared, 8x cubed times e to the 2x minus 12x squared e to the 2x plus, this is uv, 24x times 1/2 e to the 2x minus the integral of v, which is 1/2 e to the 2x dx, or uv minus the integral of v, which is right here, times v du, so 24 dx. I don't want to run out of time, so I'm writing it quickly, sorry. E to the 2x, 24 divided by 2 is 12. All I'm doing is just simplifying this a little bit. Sorry. So, sorry, I'm getting over a cold. Okay, you have 24 and 2 right here, so this divides out. I'm going to actually write it outside of the integral this time. So these are both constants, so I'm just taking them out, so you have 12. Now we can integrate this without doing integration by parts. So this time the answer, it's a long one, but builds character. The integral of e to the 2x is 1/2 e to the 2x. 12 divided by 2 is 6. And then always remember your constant. You can never forget your constant because constants are awesome. Always remember constant.